What is up, guys? It's Brillymister here and welcome to today's video. If you do enjoy the video, then don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment and subscribe, and hit all the links up down below to Twitch and Discord. Enjoy the video. What is up, everybody, and welcome to today's top 5. It is top 5 unlockable abilities in RuneScape 2020. So once again, as always, this is my personal top 5. You guys may have differing opinions and stuff like that, and if you do have a different opinion or anything like that, I'd love to know what your top 5 is in the comment section down below. Also, if you think there's anything that I have missed off this list, let us know in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So now, before we go further into the video, I want to go across some notable exclusions. This is a section I did in the top 5 YouTubers, and I actually feel like it's a good section to have in there, so I'm going to do it for my top 5 from now on. So I've excluded all 3 of the greater melee codexes, mostly due to the fact that I don't personally have them, so I can't give you a personal opinion on them. I would just be basically reading off what a wiki said, and I don't want to do that. So as I have no personal experience with them, I'm not going to include them on here. Double Surge, very nearly made the list, but as it was only a movement ability, I couldn't really warrant putting it on there, but it was definitely another notable ability. Same with the Shadow and Blood Tendrils, another couple that should have or could have made the list, but were just outside of my top 5, but again, very, very good abilities. Same again with Onslaught, although it's got a slight niche use, sort of like Next and kind of things like the last phase at Araxor. So it's not something that I put in the list, but another good ability. And then you got the 3 sigils, the Dragon, Undead, and Limitless sigil. They're all really, really good sigils, but again, didn't quite make my top 5, but I thought they were worth including in the video anyway. So coming in at 5th place, and the first thing that's personally going on my list is Tuskers Wrath. This is an absolutely awesome ability, and I really love using it. It's so good on Slayer tasks. It's so nice to see those big 15k hits, which on some Slayer monsters is basically a 1 hit, and on other ones it's still a nice big chunk of hit points. It's really easy to unlock. You just have to do the Tuskers Wrath minigame. It takes about 2 hours to unlock, which is not horrendous, and it's definitely worth unlocking if you're going to be going for like 99 or 120 Slayer. It's also a great filler basic. It's not going to light the world on fire outside of Slayer, but it is still a basic that does a decent amount of damage. One of the things that I also really like about it is that even things like the Magister, where if you're on a Slayer task you can't use a Slayer helm, or you can, but it doesn't give you any damage bonus, whereas Tuskers Wrath still hurts, and you can still hit a lovely 15k on the Magister, which is absolutely awesome. So that's why it definitely deserves a place on my list. So coming in on 4th place in the list is Storm Shards and Shatter. I've counted them as one ability because they pretty much work together. I feel like I could almost be a little bit biased on this one because I've only just got it, so I'm still enjoying using it. But as it's my personal top 5, we're going to go with the biased me on this one. I think it's awesome because you can stack your shards through the kill. Admittedly, it only has niche uses. Solak that you see now is one of those uses. The one that I'm really enjoying using it for is Blackstone Dragon. I just stack a couple at the beginning, couple when it brings up the hands, and then again when he does his pogo phase, you can get a nice Shatter at the end. And it's quite an easy one to unlock. It's not the most expensive. It's about 25 mil from Mazcab Codex, or I actually unlocked mine with just personal techie that I had saved up from doing raids. It's pretty awesome because you can get massive hits. If you have 10 stacks on, it's like an almost guaranteed 30k, as long as you do it within sort of a Deathswiftness, Sunshine, or whilst Zerked for the actual Shatter, which you always should do. Even with like 5 or 6 stacks, you still get some pretty impressive hits, which is absolutely awesome. And it's really good for like DPS checks. So for example, the final phase at Solak, when someone's in the realm trying to keep it alive and you've just got to DPS it down, it's really good for someone to shatter it there and just have that extra big chunk of damage. Again, like I said, I use it at Blackstone Dragon just to increase my DPS and just speed up the kill time, just at bits where I can't damage it or couldn't be doing other damage. I can just stack a shards on and get ready to shatter it in my Sunshine rotation at the end. Next up, and coming in 3rd on my list, is Corruption, Shot, and Blast. Again, there's 2 abilities here, but they're essentially the same thing, just one has a green icon and one has a blue icon. Just one's for range and mage. So it's basically your highest damaging basic. You can hit up to 300% damage with this, which is pretty mental for a basic ability. It's really awesome in anywhere multi-combat. So like coming to mind now is like the jellies at the beginning of ED2. Stick a Corruption Shot on them and it like spreads and just hits all of them. It's amazing. It's really, really good for Slayer as well, because if you're in like a little Slayer room, even if the things don't aggro you, it'll quite often have the corruption spread, and there'll be sort of like a big chunk of their hit points down before you even go on to attacking that monster. The only downside to it is it's not great in group PvM, because if you use it and then somebody else uses it as well, it will cancel your one. They won't stack on top of each other. But it's not the end of the world, and in solo PvM, it's definitely still very worthwhile having. It's quite good as well that it's like a bleed ability for things that are hit capped. So like the minions at Nex, Fragmentation Shot and Corruption Shot are really, really good there because they're hit capped, so there's no point using stuff like Snipe. You want the rapid little hits. It's another ability which is unlocked through raids, either with Techie or you can buy yourself the Mazcab ability codex off the Grand Exchange. Coming in at second place on the list is one. This was actually really difficult to decide between first and second, as they're both really amazing abilities in my opinion. And I went with Devotion for second place on the list. So basically it makes your protection prayers 100% for 10 seconds. So like pre-EOC prayers, which like come to think of it, like actually seems really OP now if you think back to it. But, you know, at the time it didn't seem OP, and now Devotion's just really awesome. You can extend it up to a maximum of 20 seconds. Every time you kill an enemy, it'll extend by 5 seconds up to a maximum of 20. So, for example, we're going to go for ED2 again. At the beginning of ED2, you got all the jellies. And if you get a couple of them onto low hit points, use your Devotion and then kill them. You'll have 20 seconds of completely taking no damage there, and you can pretty much clear them all before your Devotion runs out, which is absolutely awesome. It's a really, really easy ability to unlock. You can unlock it in God Wars Dungeon 1. You'll just get it at some point whilst doing kill count. I got it on my Iron Man as well. It's very easy to get. It's not a difficult ability to unlock, and if not, you can also unlock it through the Tuskers minigame, although like I said, very easy in God Wars 1, probably would unlock it that way. The only downside, and why I didn't actually put this first on the list in the end, is the fact that you just don't need it anywhere. For example, like in this clip here, I'm killing the Magister, which I soul split the whole time, so Devotion is a completely useless ability there. However, in the places that you do use it and do need it, it is absolutely incredible and just saves you so much food, protects you from so much incoming damage. But it's just the fact that it's not needed everywhere is why I couldn't rate it number 1 in the end. So coming in at number 1 and first place on the unlockable abilities, I'm sure quite a few of you could have seen this one coming. It's Sunshine and Deathswiftness, just because of how incredibly powerful it is. I'm almost intrigued to see if any of you would put like anything else unlockable as number 1. Like, I don't think there's much that can come close to this in terms of like sheer power and usefulness. It's unlocked from doing the World Wakes quest. It's a fairly mid-tier quest. It's not the hardest quest in the world, and it's definitely worth doing. It gives you a massive boost to your overall damage, as it lasts for 30 seconds, and you can extend this to like 36, 37 seconds if you use a planted feat switch, which works out to be a 20% gain, but you just lose the damaging effect for if something stands inside your Deathswiftness. But it's definitely a worthwhile increase. You should definitely use a planted feat switch if you're using Deathswiftness or Sunshine. The only drawback I can possibly think to this ability is that you're kind of stuck to standing where you are, but even then it's quite a generous sort of click box. It's like a 7x7. You can be pretty much like stood out of it, but it still counts as you being in it almost. So it's quite a generous sort of click radius, but it's definitely an ability that you're going to want to do if you're going to do any sort of mage or range combat at all. Just the increase in damage is absolutely insane, and it's really not worth PvMing with range or mage unless you have this ability unlocked. So definitely get it unlocked. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, I really hope you did enjoy the video, and I'd love to hear some of your top 5s in the comment section down below. As always, if you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for all my future content. There's also links in the description to my Discord server and to Twitch, where I stream at least once or twice a week. Until next time, guys, see ya.